This year, the Canadian Rangers are completing their longest patrol ever, and soldiers are testing artillery north of the Arctic Circle. The exercises come amidst a changing world with an increased focus on Arctic sovereignty. It's through this lens that I spoke to Lieutenant General Steve Boivin. He's the commander of the Canadian Joint Operations Command, which means he's in charge of deployed Canadian military operations in Canada and around the world. Here's our conversation. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity.
So, we met as part of Operation Nanook. Tell me about the expansion of Operation Nanook and also what impact Northerners will see as it expands and evolves.
Yeah, let's start with the why. So, the Canadian Armed Forces' top priority is the defense of Canada. When you look at the Arctic, 40% of our land mass, 75% of our coastline, 3 territories, and numerous local communities, that is a key portion of defending Canada. As we look at defending Canada, we're expanding Operation Nanook, an operation that's meant to detect threats, deter competitors, and if required, defend Canada. We're doing this across all of the domains that we call. So we're operating in the maritime environment, air, land, space, and cyber environments. And we're doing that, yes, with Canadian Armed Forces resources and capabilities, but also with other government departments and agencies. You've seen on Nanook, Nunalivut, the RCMP with us. You've seen the Canadian Coast Guard. So we're doing that with our partners. In addition, we're very much doing that with our allies. You've seen on Nunalivut that Americans were there, Denmark members, and we're expecting on this serial some French and Belgian divers to join us. So a big expansion, which we can only do in full cooperation with territories and local communities, that is critical to us.
Yeah, what are some of the differences that Northerners will see in this expansion? Will they see, longer operations? I know the goal is a near persistent presence. So, what will people see kind of in practical terms?
So a near persistent operations approach. We already have a permanent presence of Canadian Armed Forces members, so Northerners are used to that. They know that we've got Joint Task Force North in Yellowknife. We've got Resolute Bay, we've got CFS Alert with Canadian Armed Forces members. We've got 440 Squadron flying Twin Otters that people are regularly seeing. And we've got our Canadian Rangers that are across the Arctic. Now, in order to expand up Nanook, we're very much aware that we have to expand that permanent footprint. And what that means is we're currently looking at how can we do that? It's not going to be an expansion over 1 year or two. We have to do that in very close collaboration with the territories and the local communities to minimize the impact. But we know that we have to grow that permanent footprint, both here at JTFN in Yellowknife, but also across the Arctic. And one of the key initiatives that you probably heard are the Northern Operational Support Hubs, or logistics nodes in simple terms, already announced in Inuvik, Yellowknife, and Iqaluit, where we're going to set up logistics node from where we can sustain our operations.
Let's talk a little bit about the detect, deter, and defend. As you mentioned, it's a vast, vast amount of land, a vast amount of coastline, and the populations tend to be quite small. So even though people are out on the land and they do see things, um, it would be very difficult to monitor all of it at one point. So what is the strategy for meeting those three goals when the footprint in the Arctic is relatively small for both population and military?
Yeah. The Rangers are and will remain a key aspect of this to understand the environment, eyes and ears out there reporting. They are the CAF capability that are the best to understand the environment and help us understand what's going on. In addition to that, a number of technological developments are allowing us to better understand the environment. You've seen us yesterday stop at the Arctic Research Center, and those are all opportunities to look at how do we use technology, how do we get a better understanding across all of the domains. So this is better understanding what's going on in the maritime, air, land, space, and cyber domains.
And you'd mentioned allies as well. We live in a interesting geopolitical time where some of our traditional alliances in the political domain are, in the news cycle. And we saw a number of different soldiers that were taking part in these visits. So clearly, to me, it seems like the military alliances are still strong. But how do you navigate what's going on politically when you're still, you know, holding up those alliances in a military capacity?
Yep. We navigate that by making sure that the military to military relationships remain as strong as ever. Therefore, we've doubled down on all of our military relationships across our NATO alliance, our partners, and I can tell you that those relationships are very strong at the tactical, at the operational, and strategic levels.
And just kind of following up on that, there has also been, again, in the political arena, a push towards more self reliance, again, with the changing geopolitical landscape. And I'm wondering if any of that is trickling down into military strategy in terms of building up the Canadian military to be able to, I don't want to say reduce alliances because I know they've been so historically important, but be able to rely on itself, perhaps in an emergency or if the landscape changes.
Alliances will remain extremely important. Canada is a country that strives in multilateralism. We need to be connected to the world. But you're absolutely right. The defense industrial strategy aims to reduce our dependence, to be more reliant on generating our own capabilities. And this is an extremely good news for the Canadian Armed Forces. We determine the requirements and work with industry to achieve capabilities that deliver on those requirements.
And I wonder if you can talk a little bit more as well about the relationship between the Canadian Armed Forces and the communities in the North. The Rangers, of course, are a great example of a strong relationship. But whenever somebody kind of comes in, the resources are scarce here, the infrastructure is scarce. So tell me how people are working together to build up military capacity without leaving communities behind.
Yeah, just complete transparency as we build those plans. So I've talked about the expansion of Operation Nanook. I've talked about supporting that with an expansion of our permanent footprint. Uh, we can only do that in full cooperation with territories leadership and local communities. So full transparency is how we manage those relationships. Saying what we believe needs to be done, considering the different perspectives, stakeholders, and then with that moving out in the best possible way.
And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much, Megan. Thanks for the opportunity.